deadly sins, 7 ways to win, 7 holy paths to hell, and your trip begins.
Welcome back to the Sunday Special, and today we're reading Hellboy Omnibus 4, Hellboy in Hell. And this is Chapter 4, Death Riding an Elephant. So let's get into this. The Abyss and elsewhere. Son of a thud. Hellboy. It's you. Guess you saved my ass again. My pleasure. You should know, however, I don't believe it will be possible for me to do it a third time. I'm not sure I'm all that crazy about you doing it this time. Don't say that. Self-pity doesn't suit you. Yeah, well, guess things worked out between you and the big guy with a hammer. They did. He's trapped where you last saw him. He's trapped where you saw him last, hopefully forever. Nice. So hey, something the matter? Oh, something the matter? No, I've just seen this painting before. Death Riding an Elephant by Walter Heap. Not a famous painting. When I was a kid, my first trip to London, a friend of mine took me to an old pub in Whitechapel, to a back room where a guy named Edward Gray and his pals used to hang out in the 1890s. It was on the wall there. The place burned down a couple of years later. I would have assumed the painting went with it. It wasn't actually mine. It was a gift to the Silver Lantern Club. But I always liked it. I couldn't just let it burn. Then you are him then, Edward Gray? I am. Geez, I always heard you were a good guy, Ed. How'd you end up here? It's not always fair how things happen. You know that better than most. Tell you the truth, I don't know what I know anymore. I thought I was doing okay there for a while, but now I understand. I know the things you've seen since you've been here, and the things you've done. Everything. He went down into the vaults of the pandemonium, to his chamber. I don't remember doing it. Trip, trip, trip. Murder! You didn't want to remember. You don't have to. It only matters that it's done. Plain. Let me tell you something a very wise woman told me once. People are like houses. The more experiences you have, the more memories, the more rooms in your house. Some of those rooms are worth revisiting. Others, better left locked, boarded up, and bricked over. Simple as that. It can be. You'd make a hell of a shrink, Ed. So just how did you get here? You disappeared in what, 1920? 1916. I take it you know my history. For 10 years I was Queen Victoria's special agent for matters pertaining to the occult. Apparently 1879 to 1880. Right. But then you fell out over that Ripper business. So who really was Jack the Ripper? I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to discuss the details of my service to Her Majesty. Queen and country, right to the end, all right. After leaving her service, I established myself as a private detective in Whitechapel, rooms directly above the tavern where you saw the painting. One of my primary duties as an agent had been to keep a close watch on the Heliopic Brotherhood of Ra. I trust you've heard of them. Grade A lunatics. Dangerous lunatics. So Optum Ra plucked out his own eye and sent it forth to the nun, and there it shone its light upon all hidden things. I continued to watch them as best I could. By 1893, their temple in London had closed, due, I'm happy to say, largely to my influence. And the Brotherhood had gone underground by 1908. Most of the members I knew of had fled to Europe. I closed shop and followed. Paris, Geneva, Amsterdam. Then to America, rumors of secret rituals and bizarre scientific experiments. But I was always a few steps behind them until Chicago, March 3rd, 1916. Hold on, how did you get... Blam, 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 blam. Oh my God. Had managed to half conjure Asmodeus, one of the greater dukes of hell, using machines, and I imagine they believed those machines would somehow control or contain or control him. What they wanted him for, I don't like to think. But once those machines were destroyed, blam blam, he was sucked back down into the pit. But not alone. Edward Grey, that you have denied me the green fields to burn, the oceans to boil. He cursed me that I should live forever, and then tore me to pieces, and left me to fall on the rocks along the banks of Acheron. Sad Acheron, of sorrow black and deep. Holy crap. Fortunately, in those days, there were creatures that lived in those rocks. I never learned what they were called, and they're gone now. But they gathered up my parts and stitched me together best they could. Acheron is one of the four rivers in hell, from Paradise Lost by John Milton. And I am as they made me, and will wear this shape forever. But you should not feel sorry for me. There was a girl years ago who warned me not to pursue the Heliopic Brotherhood, that it would lead to my ruin. and for a while I believed that she had been proven right. But since then I have seen amazing things. Those creatures, they cared for me and eventually brought me here. What is this place? You've heard the story of the warlock Agnes? Weird. Sounds familiar. He sold his soul, but then sought to cheat his masters in hell. All Hallows Eve 1813, they sent a horde of demons to snatch up his house from off the coast of Scotland and bring it here, Acheron. He didn't long survive the trip, but with his dying breath he renounced all his evil works and begged that he be forgiven. And he inscribed these symbols, barring any demon, any creature of hell from ever entering this place. Really? Trust me, I've seen it tested many times. What does that say about me? Nothing new. You never were a simple creature of hell. Whatever I was, now I'm just the dead version of that. Or maybe the little guy was right, and now I'm nothing at all. It's hard, I know. You've lost the people that care about you. Lost a whole world. But you might consider this. For the first time, you are truly free. You think so? I do. Well, I can't help but notice I'm still lugging this damn thing around. You think I'll find there's no one left that wants it? Huh? Hellboy, you've lost one world but gained another. A chance to begin again. How rare a thing is that? You lied to him. I didn't. You did. Not about the hand. With Astaroth gone, none of the others that survive have that kind of ambition. But that he's free? I know there are still things he's bound to do. 3 more things at least. But the first of these things I will take on myself. I agreed to do it when I hauled him out of the abyss. You're noble, but not very smart. That may be. I think you will be damned for it. I've been told as much. As for Hellboy and those other things that need doing, I hope they may be a long way off yet. Till then, let him have his time. Let him at least feel free for a while. Trip. Okay. God rest ye, merry gentlemen. Good night. I assume that's the end of this chapter. Oh. Walter Edmund Heap. Heap never achieved any real success as a painter. He is better to remember as the author of the incredible adventures of a small mechanical head and its sequels. The Mechanical Head Returns, 1900. And The Mechanical Head Returns again, 1902. In 1911, while traveling in India, he was injured in a While traveling in India, he was injured in a railway accident and shortly thereafter eaten by a tiger. Ouch. Alright, well, thus ends today's episode. Thanks for watching. Join us again next time where we'll be on Chapter 5, The 3 Gold Whips. Oh boy, oh boy. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Downward slopes, 7 bloodied hopes, 7 are your burning fires.